Okay, so this is going to be video blog numero uno, or I guess I should say pervi blog, which is first. Blog is probably not the right word, but I know I use the right Russian one. So I've been slacking on the actual typing of the blogs, and well, anyone who's read any of my emails knows that that's because I type a lot. I like to paint pictures with words, and so I'm going to give this a shot. Hopefully it works, but I want to give a real quick update, just kind of let people know what it is that I'm doing. I did survive the month of October, even though I didn't update anything. But October was cool. I got to experience Rosh Hashanah, Jewish New Year, for the first time ever up in Dnipropetrovsk, which is about 2 hours by bus from where I'm at in Zaporozhye, which is in kind of southeastern Ukraine, right along the Dnieper River. And it was awesome because all of my Jewish experiences in the past have been trying to avoid going to temple in order to just go to the parties of any bat mitzvah, bar mitzvah, b'nai mitzvah I had ever been invited to. So needless to say, that was actually my first time inside of a temple. But the cool part was not the temple, even though it was actually very interesting. The cool part was Avital and Jeremy, the two Peace Corps volunteers who put it together. It was their explanation of everything. I mean, everything that was on the table. Actually, there was a reason for it being on the table, and it was everything was eaten in order. There was a ceremonial way to wash your hands. Everything. It was really cool. Very, very cool. Very eye-opening. I especially like the fact that there was a lot of dialogue that took place between you partnered up. There was a lot of dialogue that took place. It wasn't just, hey, let's eat, let's listen to us explain all this. I mean, they put in a lot of work, and there's a very strong Jewish community up in Dnipropetrovsk, and so it's definitely growing. It's definitely growing. So it's really just kind of cool to see that happen. Um, Other than that, right now what I'm working on is I've got a couple projects with going on with Perspectiva, more organizations designed to support people living with disabilities in Zaporozhye, Ukraine, and really try to get them to reintegrate into society. Because here there's a very Soviet mindset of the fact that if you are not deemed to be part of normal society, you are kind of cast away, and it's a Soviet thing. I don't blame current Ukrainians for the way that that life was back in during Soviet times. I blame Stalin for that. So um, it's interesting to try and see how the one of the biggest obstacles is because there's very little support infrastructure for people with disabilities. There are laws that exist for people with disabilities, but they're not always kind of observed, and a lot of that has to do with the way the infrastructure is set up, and that it's easier for an organization, for a company to just pay someone with a disability to stay home and not come into work because it's going to cost them more to make their office area accessible. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to actually create an environment where people with disabilities, handicapped people, if you will, um, have an opportunity here in Zaporozhye because we're trying to move into a big office. We need some money to work on repairing our office, our new office that we're going to be moving into. But um, you know, we'll make that wheelchair accessible. We'll try to hire people with disabilities to come in and work. We'll try to give them some professional skills so that they can, if they choose to move on, they can go and they can market themselves. And that's kind of the idea is to really empower individuals. And anyone who knows what the word empower means knows it's a very good word. It means a lot. It has a pretty substantial meaning behind it and connotation. One of the other things we're working on is it's trying to establish a business plan for a business plan for our own nonprofit. The current versions that exist are very businessy, very flowery, very technical in terms of the language. So I'm trying to work right now with using Yvonne, my counterpart, as kind of a guinea pig, is creating one that's much more. Um, it's easier to understand. Let's just put it that way. I've gotten a lot of help from some other volunteers and some other business professionals to kind of get some feedback on, hey, is this complicated? Is this not complicated in terms of terminology? Do you understand the point that I'm trying to get across if I'm not using the actual term? Like, for example, sustainability does not really exist in the Russian language in the way that we the way that we use it. So it's trying to come up with getting a big term into being an idea, and I'll try to stop talking with my hands. From New England, man, it just happens. So that's really kind of the short 5-minute kind of update. I'm going to try to do these about every 2 weeks, maybe provide some more information. This month we have a photo competition. We're accepting pictures to celebrate International Day of Tolerance and the International Day for Persons with Disabilities. So we're going to be combining the two, and I hope to be receiving some pictures soon. If you would like more information on that, please hit me up, PeteIsaac22@gmail.com, and I'd love to be able to provide that information for you. We'll accept pictures from anywhere. I don't know that, a 500 hryvnia prize package would really be enticing for anyone in the States, but it'll go the distance here, or at least it'll help provide for some people. So miss y'all, love y'all, talk to you soon.